I just came back from watching Green Lantern, and yes, I did wear this to the theaters, my Green Lantern shirt. I'm a dork, but I embrace my dorkiness. I was big into comic books growing up, but I was more into Marvel than DC. Marvel was more dynamic and kept bringing new characters and new series and just new ideas, while DC kind of seemed stuck in the Stone Age. That being said, there's still a few DC comics that I enjoyed: Hawkman, Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern. What I liked about the Green Lantern comics was the diversity of the characters. They all seemed very imaginative. And I have to admit, when I saw the first initial trailers of Green Lantern, I really wasn't that into it. I was like, this isn't really going to be my kind of thing. Maybe I'll just wait for DVD. But then the last few trailers that they put out really grabbed my attention. I was like, this looks like a fun comic book action movie. And it really did a great job of making me want to check the movie out. And it got me really into it, and I really wanted to see it, so I had to check it out, and I'm glad that I did. So this is going to be my review of Green Lantern. Green is no longer the color of envy, it's the color of will. You like that? No? Alright. Let me know if you guys have seen Green Lantern and what you think of it, and let me know if you've seen it in 2D or 3D. And let me know if you think 3D is just a fad or if it'll actually catch on and it's the wave of the future. And the movie stars Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan, who also is Green Lantern, Blake Lively, Peter Sarsgaard, Angela Bassett, Tem Robbins, and there's some really interesting Green Lantern characters as well. A jellyfish, an actual fish, a fly, and then you have the character of Kilowog, who is just really awesome looking, and he's voiced by Michael Clark Duncan from The Green Mile, which is perfect casting for the voice of Kilowog. You know, one thing that always kind of piqued my interest is the one character, Sinestro. Just his name kind of insinuates evil. Sinestro? Sinister? Sinestro was an awesome character. They did a great job of developing him into a character from the comic book to the movie. He was actually one of the coolest looking characters in the whole movie. The story is basically about the Green Lanterns. They're basically like a police squad for the galaxy, and there's this evil soul-sucking cloud out there that's just killing planets and killing some of the lanterns called Parallax. And while the Green Lantern uses the power of green, the power of will, Parallax possesses the yellow power of fear, which he uses to kill the lanterns and kill people and just kill planets. So they're trying to fight this, and one of the characters gets attacked by Parallax, and the character tries to escape, and he goes to Earth, and he gives the ring to Hal Jordan. The ring chooses Hal Jordan, and then from there, Hal Jordan goes to the Green Lanterns, and he learns about the history of it, and he decides to fight and save his planet, and all that good stuff. And of course, there's some drama in there. There's a lot of origin backstory with the characters in Green Lanterns, and there's great chemistry between the actors as well. There's a great mixture of action, suspense, drama, and humor. And there are some stunning visual effects in this movie. I'm not really a huge fan of CGI, but in this film it worked. While the visuals were great and the story was well developed, there was a large lull in the action while the character development and storyline was further established, which only enhances the movie as a whole, and not making it solely dependent on the action and the effects. So if you want just pure action all the time, like Transformers, which is basically action and CGI all throughout the movie, almost every scene, it's not going to have that. You're going to have to wait for some of it. Which personally I understand, and I like that. I don't want pure action all the time, and I want some storyline in there too. I prefer the action to be plot driven instead of the other way around. And Bryan Reynolds, I think he's a great actor. I think he's very funny. He always plays the same role, it seems like. Cocky with great comedic timing. I've always felt there was something very endearing about his acting. I've enjoyed him from way back in the day. He was on a TV show that I really liked. It was called Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. It's not very well known, but if you ever get the chance to check it out, do so. It was hilarious. And I hope Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place will get a DVD release. It deserves it. And the Green Lantern ring looked awesome. I was expecting something cheesy and cheap looking, but it looked really cool. The Green Lantern that crashes in the beginning, the purple guy, he kind of looks like a California raisin a little bit. Peter Sarsgaard as Dr. Hector Hammond, he looked like a real creeper before he turned into Rocky Dennis from The Mask, but he looked even creepier at that point. And once Hal Jordan becomes the Green Lantern, his eyes look real creepy, kind of like black swan eyes. And I love when movies are self-aware and kind of parody and poke fun at themselves, like in this movie. There's a few instances of it. One was, did you just apologize? It's like you've been replaced by an alien. And there's another time where Blake Lively points out, you think I wouldn't be able to recognize just because I can't see your cheekbones? Referring to the mask that just basically covers the eyes, which is just silly. It's a very well-written movie. I especially love the scene where Hal Jordan first shoots up and he passes the astronauts. I thought that was a really cool scene. And I hope to see a larger role for Sinestro in the sequel, and from what I recall of the comic books, I believe that will definitely be happening. And I'm hoping for an even better sequel, much like the Spider-Man movies. The first one I didn't really care for, the Spider-Man movies, but the sequel, the second one with Dr. Octopus, was really the best of the bunch. The third one was just utter crap. However, I will say Green Lantern was much better than the Spider-Man movie. Green Lantern had a much better cast, better writing, better overall story and character development. But with all the origins out of the way from the first movie, the sequel you can really get in with the action and just have a lot of fun with it, which is what Spider-Man 2 did. This movie was way better than the Spider-Man movie. Thank goodness they got rid of the cast and just got rid of everybody and are starting from scratch. Hopefully they'll do something better with it. The only one of those movies that was any good was Spider-Man 2, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys thought of the Spider-Man movies and which one was your favorite. Did you like the series? Are you happy that they're redoing the whole series and starting from anew and getting new cast members? Let me know. Currently, RottenTomatoes.com has Green Lantern at a rating of 20%, which just further proves what a joke of a movie rating site Rotten Tomatoes is. It is far better than a 2 out of 10, I'll tell you that. That's just ridiculous. I hate that site. It's just a garbage site. The ratings are just ridiculous. It's either one extreme or the other, and they're always just ridiculous. It's not a perfect movie, but it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's action-packed, it's a comic book movie, it's a popcorn flick. If you go check this movie out, you know what you're getting into. And I feel as though this movie did its job. One of my major complaints about this movie was the depressing color scheme throughout. There are consistent grays and blacks, giving the film a very bleak feeling throughout. And a great score by James Newton Howard, the music really complemented the style of the movie. I think how much you like this film will depend on how much you like Bryan Reynolds and how much you like comic book style movies. It reminds me a lot of Superman, Spider-Man, and Iron Man, all of which have a similar message about the human spirit. Again, if you like comic book style movies, you'll probably enjoy this movie. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's not the greatest comic book movie out there, but it's certainly not the worst. It's good fun. It's a popcorn movie where you can just sit back and enjoy. And it has good character development and a good storyline as well, so it's not just pure action. It's a very good mixture, very well written. And stay through a few of the first credit scrolls. There's an extra little scene there. I kind of hate when movies do that. Now I feel like I have to wait all the way through. Let me know what you guys think about that, having a scene during or after the credits. So again, let me know if you've seen the movie and what you think of it. Leave me a comment down below. And I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.